Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to talk about if you're going to buy a DS console in 2024, which is not a large number of people, but still a good amount, which one should you buy? Option 1 is the DSi and the DSi XL. These have the advantage of usually being cheaper than the other option on this list, which is the 3DS, so that's a plus. Also, both of their screens are the same size, which won't matter to some people, but I think it looks better. Although you will lose a bit of screen from them doing this. The resolution is the same on both of these, though, surprisingly. If you've ever used any DS model before, then you know that the bottom screen is a touch screen. This actually came out before the iPhone, before all touchscreens were capacitive, so it's resistive, which absolutely sucks, but it's better than nothing. Both of them run the same operating system, which is actually not upscaled at all since they're the same resolution. It literally runs the exact same. These things are identical except for the screen sizes and maybe some mods to the battery. Now, if you're already set on getting a DSi, which one of these should you get, if they're the same? The DSi obviously has the advantage of being smaller and easier to fit in like a pocket, and it has a higher pixel density since it's the same resolution as the larger one, but the screens are super tiny. I would recommend the XL model just because it has actually usable screen sizes, and it's going to cost you the same amount since this thing is so old that it doesn't really matter. It's all preference though, so choose what you want. Here's a quick size comparison to help you decide. The DSi was the first model that actually had an online app store for you to download games from, but it doesn't exist anymore, so this shouldn't matter much. But this does mean that you can actually save stuff directly to it instead of having to use a flash card for everything. Overall, it's a pretty good choice that doesn't have much going wrong for it. If you're willing to spend a little bit more though, it might be worth it to get a 3DS instead. It has enough advantages to make it worth the price. I would say that there's no reason for you to get a small 3DS, but that's just because I don't have one, so I can't really say anything about that. But don't buy one. The 3DS is basically a newer revision of the DS with some new stuff on it, including finally having an analog stick, having the Nintendo eShop, and a better touchscreen, as I've noticed. It's pretty gimmicky, which is why I think it didn't sell as well. The 3DS's main gimmick, and the reason it was called the 3DS, is that it could show stuff in 3D, but almost nobody used this feature. All three of the devices I've described have web browsers. Most websites don't work with them anymore, but I have found a few that still work. Of course, it's pretty gimmicky, and nobody would actually use it seriously, but it's something. The 3DS is actually pretty well known for being extremely easy to mod, so that is definitely something that it has going for it. On every console that I've described here, there actually is a front camera, but the thing about the 3DS is that in order to achieve 3D mode, there's actually two cameras on the back, so you can shoot stuff in 3D or something. This one doesn't work for some reason, though. It uses the same charger as the DSi, which is completely proprietary. It has a slot that's compatible with DSi games. It has a micro SD card slot, in addition to the 3D switch, a stylus slot right there. And if we turn it over to the other side, then we can actually see that there's just the volume switch there. There's nothing else on that other side. There's actually nothing on the front except for the headphone jack right there, and that's pretty much it. I don't know if I'm supposed to blur that barcode, but I don't care. Overall, I'd say just buy the 3DS. It's gonna run for longer, it's more powerful. Of course, if you can, get a new model, because that thing is 1,000 times better. But even the old model is fine. Get the XL model, please do. That's gonna be it for today, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe.